Good evening, everyone. Let me talk to you tonight about the 613 laws of Torah. You know, each of them has to fall within one of three categories: civil, ceremonial, or moral. And I ask this specific question about the Sabbath: is the Sabbath a civil, ceremonial, or moral law? Well, we know the Sabbath is not a civil law. A civil law is like the parapet law. A parapet is a railing that you have to put around your house to make sure your neighbors don't fall off of it when they come over to visit with you. That is to protect them neighbor to neighbor, and that is a civil law. So the Sabbath is not a civil law. We know the Sabbath is not a moral law because the fact is that moral laws like stealing, lying, and cheating never take a day off. But the Sabbath takes a day off, takes the whole week off except for Friday night at sundown till Saturday night at sundown. So it's not a moral law. So we see very carefully that it has to be a ceremonial law. Ceremonial laws, like when we find from Leviticus chapter 1, burnt offerings and sin offerings, and we find the Passover in these laws for ceremony. There was a start time and a stop time, just like the Sabbath. So the Sabbath clearly is a ceremonial law. And we know that Jesus clearly fulfilled every law. But those of you out there that says he just fulfilled the ceremonial law, well, you're in a bind because clearly the Sabbath is a ceremony. But as we look at this carefully, friend, the Sabbath was not a moral law. It was not a civil law. It was a ceremony that took the time off. Again, lying, cheating, and stealing never take a day off, but the Sabbath did.